second part of the wedding ring to shoot tutorial. First part I went through from start to finish how I like to shoot my wedding rings, and in this part we're going to go through the full edit. So let's get straight to it and open up Lightroom. Okay, so we now opened up Lightroom, and this is here is where all the photos are stored. I've already pre-selected some of them, so what we'll do is I'm only interested in the wedding rings now. So I've already, in my attributes, if I do this and click this, they're the ones I picked in previous. I don't really want those at the moment, so we're just going to go through and pick out the wedding ring ones now that we think are suitable. So let's pick this one by pressing P, and we just go through this one, this one. Okay, so go into attribute now, press pick, attribute, press flag. So now I only really want to see the wedding ring. So we're going to go through the process again, and we will just have a quick look to see which ones look good. So I want some 50 mils and I want some 105s. And if we look up here, this one here, this is a 50 mil version, and this is a 105. So this photo here is 50 mil, this one's 50 mil, and this one here is a 105. So I'm going to put this on a number 1 and this on number 1. Actually, let's put that on 0 because I think maybe this one is better. So we'll press this on a 1. So it's one of those two. That was natural light, and this one is up here. Looking here again, this is a 50 mil and 105. There's only 2 of those, so we're going to press 1 and 1. This one here, I believe, is of the flash. That is without the tissue paper, and this is with the tissue paper, and the one with the tissue paper was better. Looking here, 105, this is 50. Now I want the one at 105, so we compare those two. So that one's a 1, and this is a 1. This is a 105, and this one is also 105. That one's 50. Okay, so which one's better out of those two? I think that one's better out of those two. So press that one 1, and then this one is a 1. And then with the water, this one is a 50, still looking up here, 50, and it's a 105. That one is good for the 50, and this is a 105, and this one's definitely better for the 105. And this is also 105. Two very similar. Missed a spot on that one. This one's a better one. If this is 105, press that one. Now with natural light on the carpet, so looking at 50 mil, that was probably a better one. So there we have the selection process. So we're going to go to attribute here and go press 1. Now these are the ones. Let's press tab and open it all up. So I'm only really interested in the ring shots, so I'm going to highlight them all. And then press number 2. And then do this, and attribute, and then 2 stars. That gets rid of those. So now out of all of these, we just have to choose our favourite ones. Now I like this one, and let's put these 2 side by side so we can see them. So pressing tab, highlight them both. So pressing Shift and the arrow to highlight them both. I'm going to press N and tab. This puts them side by side. And this one here is the 50mm and this one here is the 105. Now out of the two, I think I prefer the 105. But let's just develop this natural light one here. So I'm going to press D for develop. That will take us into the develop mode. So over here, let's have a look. I'm going to crop this by pressing R. Now there's always some sort of compromise. If you go for the 50mm, you're going to have to do a little bit more in the post-production side of it, as we're going to do here. So just bear in mind that when you do it, if you fill the frame, you've then got the choice of where you want to crop it. So let's go back into Lightroom and let's develop this one. So let's get and develop this. Let's R and crop this. Let's put it on the third, nice and quickly. Good, done. And then, oh, we're done like this. Let's get rid of that. It's better. Something like that. Good. Then we will just, where's the linear? See what this look like. Oh, that's better. It's strong contrast, better. And then contrast and highlights. See what these blacks look like. Pressing the Alt, whites and blacks, Alt. So these bits here are the bits that you can't see that are highlighted. So just take them back. Oh, that's not so good. And then this one here, when you see these colours come in, and that's the end of that range. So that's good. Okay. Right, I'm reasonably happy with that. So let's carry on. Go back to G for grid, and then this one here. Let's develop this one. D for develop. See, it's much softer. Now I'm going to sync this, so the same settings will apply to both. Up here, we did the exposure, turn plus character sharpening. That will be okay. Let's see what it does. Didn't do a great deal. So go into here and exposure, contrast, the whites and the blacks, pressing Alt, blacks. Good. Just if we go back to the, let's just crop this one down so we can see roughly the same. So that's nice, that is nice and sharp. So that's nice and sharp. Now if we just go back to this one here, because we've got nasty scratches around here, let's do, no, not people don't like doing this. See what a vignette looks like on here. Post crop vignetting. Now let's put them both ways. So one way's going to be dark, that looks awful, and one way's going to be light, and that doesn't look much better either. So that's probably, no, it looks awful. So we'll forget about that. There is another way we can we can do this. We can export it into Photoshop. So we'll do that now by pressing Command E, and that will open up Photoshop. So here we are in Photoshop. I'm going to duplicate this level here, layer here, by doing Command J. Now on here, I am going to put a filter. Now I want a Gaussian sharpen, blur. this one here. Now that's going to make everything really, really blurred and horrible. So from here, I'm going to now put a layer here. Click on that, and now I'm going to press B for brush, and we want a bigger brush. Well, a nice, soft, big brush. So this one's good, but a nice big one. Now, okay, now this is going to be a nice, soft brush. Down here you want the black. Let's expand this. Down here you want the black. Just dab it. So it brings this nice. Now remember, this is shot on a 50mm. So we're going to put this back into Lightroom by pressing Command W, and this will automatically put it back. We press G for grid. Now if we stack these two on top of each other by pressing S, we will see the edited one. And now if we press Command and this one here and highlight them both, now press N, this one's actually looking better now. It just goes to prove sometimes you don't need the real expensive equipment to do it with. And this is natural light. So let's carry on by pressing G. Now next ones were this one and this one here. So this one is the 50mm version and this one is the 105. Now let's develop this one here by pressing D for develop. We're going to do the same, so we're going to press R for crop. Just put it roughly in the same place where it was before, something. Right, let's export this back out to Photoshop by pressing Command and E for export. Okay, so we're back in Photoshop now. We're going to do the same process again. Command J, duplicate the level. Then on this here, we are going to press Filter and Blur, and this blur here, nice and blurry. Okay. We can take it back a little bit. That's okay. Layer, new layer, click on that layer, and because B is already selected, the black, and then probably need a slight, to mimic the effect of that. Okay, we're good. Take that back into Lightroom by pressing Command W, save it, and that goes back, minimize that, and then it stacks it here, so you're going to press G for stack, and then S to stack it, go back to the grid and stack it, and then we're going to do a comparison of the two, pressing those two, pressing N, pressing Tab. Oh. Why is that one not done that? Command and there we go. So this one is the 50mm and this one's the 105. And out of the two, I think I prefer this one. And this is the 50mm one. Alright, it took a little bit more work to get to post-production, but you can easily mimic the effect of the shallow depth of field to really highlight on this diamond here. So let's go back, pressing G, pressing Tab, and let's carry on. So there's those two there. These, very, very interesting. I like ones with the water. Let's do this one. I really like the ones with the water. This one especially. Really like this one here. This one was 105 and this one was the 50mm. So let's develop these two. So the 50mm one, we'll press D for develop. Let's get and edit this one because I really like this one. So I'm going to press R, just a very quick crop bump. Nice and dark in there, nice and light. Let's put it something like this. Something like that. That's good. And then we're just going to contrast it. So, oh, that's nice. And then nice bit of contrast. And then come down and see what this does. The linear, the medium. Oh, that's nice. I think we'll leave it there. And then there is clarity. Oh, let's play this. That's nice. Oh, that's, oh. I really like that. I wonder if it was black and white. I really like that. But I think we'll keep the colour. Just to show you the highlight on here. Okay, so this is the, that's good enough for me. Like that. Let's look at the 105 and develop that. G, no D for develop. We can do this really, cool. This is really nice. We can do this really quick. It's just put the previous settings, always reset it and see what it looks like. Oh, wow. Now, the previous, all it did was, did everything, all the settings I took from this photo here, and just applied it to this one here. But that is beautiful. Press G to go back to the grid, and I'm going to pick this one as number 3 because this one is very good. So that one, the 105 one, that one. Okay, so far, are you surprised the results between the 50mm and the 105? With the 50mm, you do have to do a little bit more work to get that really shallow depth of field. But with the process, the technique that I just showed you on here, it is possible. So we're going to just edit the last one now, and then we'll call it a day. So I'm just going to edit this one here. This one's the 50mm version, and this one here is the 105 version. Let's just put them both side by side by pressing, selecting them both, and then pressing N and pressing Tab. Then we can see them both sides. So at the moment, this one here is the 105, and this one here is the 50mm. Let's develop this 50mm by pressing D. We're going to crop this by pressing R. Strain it so it looks roughly like the 105 version. Okay, that's good. And then I'm going to put this, actually before we do that, let's just press Alt and see what that does. If you don't like it, we can always take it back. That looks really nice. I'm going to increase the clarity of this. Really like the clarity. Oh, that is super. And then I'm going to increase linear to medium. That's nice. I might even try and push it stronger. That's really nice. Now let's take this into Photoshop by pressing Command and E for export. Okay, so in Photoshop now, I'm using the same method as we used previously. Down here, we're going to press Command and J. We're going to create a new layer. Make sure this is B for black. Black. So pressing that on top. So this is going to be used. Press B for brush. Go up here to the filter. This is the one we're using. But if you can't remember where to find it, going to go less blur, and then this blur. And press OK. We can't see it, but press OK. That's going to make it all blurry. No, it's not. Highlighting the wrong box. This has got to be highlighted. So here we go then. Same process again. Filter, blur. Okay, now this is all going to be horrible and modelly. If you want it more, it might be a bit too much. Okay. It's okay like that. Now on this one here, press it, highlight it, make sure this is on the black box, B for brush, and we're just going to dab away at the ring. That looks really nice. I'm happy with that. Now let's Command and W to close. That takes us back to Lightroom. Let's minimize this. And there we have it. Now we can compare the two by pressing N, and there we have it. So this is now the 50mm version, and this one here is the 105 version. At the moment I prefer the 50mm version. Let's develop this one. Press D for develop. Didn't work as I wanted it to, so we'll just go through very, very quickly. Where's the contrast? Clarity. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. We'll leave that one there. So press G. So let's have the little competition that we said earlier on. So these are the ones that down here, the ones number 2 on. They're the ones that we actually put through Photoshop. So they are 50mm. Looking up here, this one's a 50mm, this one's a 50mm, and this one's a 50mm. Not too keen on that one. I do like that one. I like that one, and I also like that one. So these ones here, I'm going to put to a 3. So looking at the 105s, this one I like. Press that one to a 3. This one's a 105. It's okay. I don't really like it though. Not very interesting. This one's a 105. 105. 50. I like that one. Press that one to 3. This one a 3. This one's 105. This is quite interesting, but this one's a 105, 50. Not too keen on those at all. 105. I like them all. Do this and N. Now we see them all. Now, this one really catches my eye. I like this one. So 4. This one 4. This one. Yes. Get on the 4 attribute. So go back to this G, press 4, and now we're into the big boys. Highlight them all, and tab. This is the one I really like. Just jumps out at me. I really like this one. I'm going to give that one the 5, and yeah, I think that one and this one here I'll pick it for a 5 as well. Let's press G to go back to grid. And now let's see which ones the 5s are. This one was a 105, and this one was a 105. So in the end, anyone's it's a 50mm, and that was it. Now this is interesting. The ones that I preferred, secondly, let's put these all up. So this one here is a 105, and this one's a 105. This one's a 50, and this one's a 50. Let's do N, and now, oops, let's highlight these 4. Oops, wrong one. Highlight these 4. So there's not a great deal to choose from these, but this, I must admit, this is the winner for me. But it's absolutely love it. Stunning, this one. So there you have it. That was a shootout between the 105 and the 50mm. This image here is my favourite one. But do not disregard this one here, this image, and this image here. This one was shot with a 50mm, and with a little bit of work in Photoshop, you can get a nice shallow depth of field. So if you didn't check out how we shot these photos, please check it out. I'll put the link in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed it.
And until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye bye for now.